Joe Booker can see his demise even before the 6-year end, and this is reality because the old man is sick. Joe Booker could say, I'm not going to run the second term, but they could cause more damage. And what will happen to Cummings? When those guys have gone in there and do what they want to do for themselves and damage the image of the country, Cummings will be sitting down there. And the Liberian people will get very furious, bitter. And say, but we thought these people came as angels. Look what they had done to us. They will be damaging Cummings already. Booker can't control them. Booker is sick. Booker cannot stand on his feet for 9 hours in a day. You better see Booker walking around in the street. You better see Booker. Booker is sick. COVID is around. Booker is dodging COVID than anyone on the battlefront who trying to dodge a bullet. So he's indoor throughout. But we'll come to Booker for a few minutes from now. So those guys will go on the ground and get what they want to get. So all the guys you see around here, the man who told $45,000, you think that just you there too. He's going to quadruple that for the $5,000 because they're going to say, you know what, this is our time. This is our time. And then what's going to happen to Cummings? Cummings will be there as vice president and they will destroy Cummings' image. That a Cummings in their dream decide to run for president. The Liberian people will reject Cummings. And that's why they will fuck Cummings there. But Cummings don't see it. He not seeing the big pictures. He not seeing the big picture. You came to the country and you said, we can keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. But you going and swimming, marching, walking, driving with political gurus who are schooled into tricks of other people. All right? That's exactly what they're going to do to Cummings. But right now, his supporters, they will not see it that way. They will not see it that way. You see, when Noah was building the ark and told the people that there will be a rain, they denied it. So the eye of Liberian denied things. I told them from the beginning of the year that nothing will be accomplished in Liberia. They deny it, right? This is September. We got October, November, December. 3 more months to go. Nothing will realize. So when Liberian men come and tell you, oh, this is not happy, don't listen to them, please. You know why? Ask them for 174 years why we don't have road connecting all the different counties. Because they have been in denial that they were not even going to reach the 174 years. So it is a doctor behavior of putting themselves first. They're supporting somebody who could not give the Liberian people a 12-year message to convince the population of people to vote for them. But they want you to believe that Joe Booker is their man. That country fucked up. Right now, if they ask every one of us to go back to Liberia, you think someone else support Joe Booker? They will not do it. Because they know their children will be going back with them, especially if they were not born here. If they were born here, they will stay here. But they know their health will be compromised. They know they're not in a position to get anything. They will be afraid. But because they don't live there, so they are not part of that circle of people that they want for some. Think about it. Joe Booker was there for 12 years and he couldn't propagate one single message. You see, we Liberians, we feel complacent about other people's country. We live here, we enjoy ourselves, we got good life, but we don't have that Liberia-centricity about our people back home. So Cummings is walking into a line. Then take that bait, but you can only pray that maybe after 2 years, Booker can pass away or Booker can become completely immobile, that he cannot move, that he can take power. But as long Booker is president in your dream, Cummings will not be president because those very guys, they just want to weather the storm. Politics, election is about numbers. They are worried that since we spoke about Cummings going to take side where we are in the future, they listen and they put those things together. Now they're bringing Cummings on board. Take picture as evidence that you're supporting us. Did you see them taking pictures before like that? No. But when we came here and told the Liberian people that in the end, coming with any us supporting George Weah, and George Weah will are coming to the government and make coming people this, maybe I spilled it being so early. Don't see the number small like this. But the information that we provide here is very powerful to them. But they will not admit it, even if they're dying of cancer. They will not tell you, say, we stole some Randy idea. They will not do it. Because of the insincerity that live in some of them. They were totally against Cummings. But when we lay out that matrix, how Cummings will relate, because there is a history where Unity Party and Liberty Party work together. And then MPP work together with CDC, and today here we are. They know that. They know that. They know that. 12 years, the man sat over there and he cannot give one message to the people. One message to the people. How can you be president for 12 years and you cannot convince the people? And you cannot convince the people. You cannot convince the people. Very shameful. Very, very shameful. Not even compared to Al Gore and George Bush. Because when Florida made that call and said Al Gore wanted, George Bush didn't challenge it, they went to court. Al Gore said, okay. He didn't even come that far. It was another guy who came up with that. 12 years. So let Cummings sit over there and allow God to use him. It just goes to show his level of ignorance when it comes to clue. Cummings came from a structured environment and he will be used every day. I just feel sorry for him. Because the time he's supposed to listen to the right people, it will be too late for him. Yes, it will be too late for him. It will be too late for Cummings. It will be very late for Cummings. Cummings will not realize anything in our country. Yes, he will not realize anything in our country. All right? Let me read a few comments here again before we get to the Joe Boca issue here. So here, basically said Boca was in Kakata just recently to debunk that analysis. So out of 6 months to 9 months, Boca one county, then I cover everything, right? When did the Boca speak on any issue? How long was he in Kakata for? Did he walk around? Where's the video evidence to show what Boca was doing there? So you want to be the Boca spokesman. Was he by virtual means in Kakata? Maybe like you on Zoom and you see yourself in Kakata? You think that what would convince the Liberian people? Boca is a sick man. Boca would be one of the most expensive presidents if you ever get that lucky break, which you will not get. The man got a pacemaker. You know what it takes to maintain a pacemaker? The man's heart is not normal anymore. And that one thing that Cummings will pray God for. That in a dream, not a correlation. If Boca ever become president in a dream, one that thing malfunction, and the ability to keep Boca alive, it don't happen. Cummings will be president. If that what Cummings will gamble on, so shall it be. Then I will tell him to go for it. Because Boca living with pacemaker in his heart, you're not a human being anymore. Your mobility is restricted by doctor order. And Boca himself, because of power greed, he putting his health at risk. And even his wife, Katumu, is not telling him. Because the pressure that you're going to go underneath as president. He was our president, and Ellen kept him cool. Let me tell you one of the secrets why Ellen did not force Boca to be president. Ellen knew that Boca is sick. And there was going to be no condition that she was going to pressurize Boca to go and take that bid. And that's why Ellen did not push Boca to be anything in our country. But you guys are in broad day denial. That's why you see many Liberians in the country die because they don't go to the hospital. They will get sick before they go to the hospital and it get too late. It's something that is part of our culture. Men in their 40, 50, they don't even go to do prostate or colon exam because we don't believe in those things. Boca is sick. He got pacemaker in him. Do you know what it means when you have that kind of condition? You will be very expensive. JFK was a sick president. There were times when you watch the documentary, he used to be sick on an S-401. It became worry for the Democratic Party and for his family. This Joe Booker man, he in a country that don't even know how to even suck the blood out of a pacemaker. He will spend most of his time in foreign countries, whereby the country will be left in the hands of hyena. Are you guys thinking about that? No, you cannot think about that, because you know what? Y'all know the old man is sick. So y'all will have the opportunity to do what you want to do in our country, because you guys are not Liberia-centric. You're only there for your own personal gain. So you will do anything and everything to push Booker to the edge. Booker will be out of hospital, in hospital, more than the time he will spend in the hospital, in the office. But you're not seeing the risks, because you don't factor in the risks. And the way I expect coming to stand his ground. The people know Booker will not be mobile. Booker cannot sit down for 8 to 9 hours to discuss anything. Look at the man without no makeup. Look at him without no makeup. Does he look normal to you? When last have Booker given you guys out there his medical record to be fit for anything? When last? Donald Trump asked Hillary Clinton for her record. They presented it. Donald Trump himself presented his record. He presented it. All right? But you guys don't see the thing to tell the Liberian people that the man will be a more liability. Some of you guys here, you work in the medical area. You know what it means to have a health maintenance program insurance. You know what it means. And now we're a man with a pacemaker who had to go and seek different opinions and had to travel around. Look at the Nigerian president today, Buhari. Man spent 9 months in the United Kingdom. Thank God that country, they operate independently. From their provision to other places, they operate independently. How many of you guys think about those things? But nobody want to say anything, because you want to damage that country, because you don't care for that country. This man is sick, but still you're pushing him to the edge. You're pushing him to the edge. You're pushing him to the edge. We are playing soccer, Mr. Man. Was a soccer player. He's young. He's in 50. So why are you asking for a record? He got the right to present it to you. But is healthy. How many times have you seen we are going to the hospital? How many times have medical record have shown you from the day he played soccer to after he left football? He goes to the hospital all the time. All the leak, all the bombshell that can come about. When have you heard that we have got medical record? But you not hear the bombshell that we are. You see, y'all like to compare things that make no sense. If we had medical issue, it was going to be presented out there long time ago. Because everything that we are done, we are working with Jackie Appiah, is showing, we are doing another one, is showing Finabono slapping, we are where because of something going, you're talking about it. You think if we have medical record problem, we're not going to come out here? These are some of the insincere behavior. Y'all know that old man. Looking at that old man, physical look. He doesn't look normal. He's sick. He feeling pain every day that comes. But you're forcing him to put on the smile that is paining him inside. Still, you don't want to say anything. Still, Booker will spend more time in the hospital, and there will be a pure waste. I don't think the Liberians are willing to put money into Booker medical bills than what they can afford. And that's one of the reasons why Booker will not be president. We will let the people know that Booker cannot. Booker is coming in as a liability already. He is a medical liability. He is an incompetent individual coming without other liability. We cannot take all the negative things from somebody like that. No. And Cummings should know better that Booker is not the right person for this country. Cummings should not let his guard down, even if they brought him on for whatever reason. Let him not let his guard down. Booker is not fair. Booker will be a burden on our country. Money will be spent on Booker health than putting in the economy. Booker medical bill will put the country in debt. Can you imagine a country owing debt because of somebody's medical health? How do you think the world will look at us today and in the future? How do you think our children will look at us? That we saw a man with a pacemaker who 1/4 is already in the grave, who heart is already died off, and you take that man and go put him in office. How do you think your grandchildren will evaluate you? How do you think? All because of political reason? Why can't you guys look among yourself and bring us somebody who is going to take on Burka in the CPP or in the Unity Party to say, oh man, I'm standing next to you here. I think I can do better. Which one of you? You guys don't even have that self-confidence in yourself. You guys don't have that self-confidence in yourself. Do you think a Burka was in Sierra Leone, in Ghana, in Ivory Coast? You think he would not have people to take on him? Look at Bobby Wine in how do you call the country here? What do you call the country? Sir? Bobby Wine. What the African country name? I know Mozambique. Yeah, I think Mozambique, if I'm not mistaken. But I stand to be corrected here. Why you think Bobby Wine, as young as he is, taking on God, I know Musimbi or what his name? Why you think he couldn't say, let the old man go? Because those guys from the East are very much smarter than some of us from Liberia. They believe in their skill. They believe in themselves. But you know why? Because we are bluff boys and girls. We don't believe in taking responsibility. So we want to put the old man there while he's sleeping. Then we'll go and buy the most expensive car, ride in our little Monrovia town, and do nothing to improve the country because that's all we want. And that's all we want the old man. Anybody who want to make progress will show themselves. But these guys you see passing around here, that's all they want to do. They want to go out there, wear the more expensive clothes, drive around. They're not going to teach anything. They find that they got a man who is medically immobile, can't do anything for himself, pushing him to the edge, so that when he sit down there in a dream, then they will have the leverage now to go and buy expensive car, riding around in the town. Now, one day, we will come to listen to them here. The woman don't even have a message from 2017, what he wants. Ask Burka, what are the 3 elements that you can put in place to determine why Liberia should elect you? He doesn't know that. Liberia got a problem. Yes. How do we find a solution to the problem? And why are we finding a solution to the problem? What direction Joe Burka want to take this country? If he cannot articulate that during the 2017 election, all the time he sat over there, what can he do now? What can he do? Somebody said, I'm deeply saddened by your inhuman discretion. What make it so inhuman? Somebody said you can say that? Somebody said you can say that? Oh, but in America here, when Trump get ready and say, we need to get Hillary Clinton record. We need to get Barack Obama record. Medical record. So it doesn't happen in Liberia, right? So when it comes to Liberia, the rule doesn't apply. Why you think when you about to go do a piece of job, why they always send you for medical evaluation? That dehumanizing you there? If you go on a piece of job, why they will send you to go to the occupational net to get some clean record, to do your blood work? Why do you think they send you for those things? You see how the country fucked up? You see some of the reason why when I tell you guys I don't want to be around certain Liberians people? You see it? The people in the country will send many of you guys to go do blood. Why is it at the end of the year? Unless maybe some of you guys don't go see your doctor or things like that. But you see all the things on the wall here. Let me show it to you guys. You see all the people on the wall over there. These are all my medical. Turning in. All right? Because I have to go see my doctor. Why is it that when your child going to school, here they say bring your child medical record? Why? Why do you think they're asking for those things? Why do you think they're asking for those things? Oh, I guess, that's why I always say the white man better than the black man, right? Especially the Liberian man. Because I think the white man is very smart. All right? Oh, you do physical every year, right? Okay, that's under the HIPAA law, you do your physical, fine, you can keep it. But when you want to become a public figure, that law will not apply. You have to present your medical records. Because the people will want to know the physical and mental state of their leaders. If we cannot teach our people back home, but want to take a man who is medically ill and blinded that bring people eyes and mind and put him there so that when things happen, say, oh, something wrong with the man, they kill a man, they kill a man. Because all you will say, see these people kill a man. We will not allow that to happen. If we make that a demand, everyone would present their medical record. Because we don't want to use the taxpayer money to feed somebody in the hospital more than the job they're supposed to be doing. We can't do that. And these are the fundamental things that our people need to understand. Burka is not medically fit to be president in our country. He's sick. Until a doctor can give us, the Liberian people, that he's fit to work. And should in case something happen, that doctor will take that responsibility. Because in America, one of the greatest things that everybody is afraid of is liability. Nobody want to take anybody's problem in this country here. That's why when you go get car insurance, at least they ask you for liability. Because when you hit somebody, that money you paying as the liability insurance will cover that damage you done to that person's car. Every leader, aside from their political requirements, there should also be a medical requirement that the Liberian people need to know. We must introduce those things. We must introduce those things. We must introduce those things. Everybody, we must introduce those things. You can't have a man who sit down all day, bare right, can't move around. You don't even see him going anywhere to go buy his own grocery. You don't see him going anything. You don't even see him in the public wearing mask. Say, oh, there go our old leader over there. He and Ellen Johnson said they are battling against COVID that you cannot even see them in the public. Then at the man you come, oh, Boka is the man, Boka is the man. Look at comments. Most of the time it's in the street. Yes, we see comments as physical evidence. We see Ure sometimes in the street. And we see the other young politicians in the street. But you can barely see Boka. Only pictures that you see Boka on all the time. That kind of remind me of Steven Seagal movie when he killed one of the twin brothers and had a picture that did to his father and say, yeah, the guy here. Then that's the man you want to get to Liberian people. Is that your Liberian centricity there? We will open the Liberian people's eyes and tell them that Boka is not normal. Boka is a sick man. The old man is sick. You know what it takes? I work for a company where we used to manufacture pacemaker. That thing is very expensive to maintain. It's very, very expensive to maintain. There are times that you have to go for check. When last Boka ever went for that medical checkup to see how that pacemaker is working? When last? When last? And you're sitting down here and putting that old man into his early grave by putting him in a situation that he cannot handle. Because he will not be able to handle it. He will not be able to handle it. The hospital will not prepare for it. Why not fly him to Ghana? And when Ghana prep him a little bit, they will end up giving you a referral and going somewhere. We cannot buy a bad product. Boka is a bad product. He is not fit to be a high. 12 years, he couldn't convince the Liberian people. Boka is medically sick. We will not take a sick man to spend money on. There are a lot of young people in our country whose parents are working with their children that have some medical condition, and because their immune system can fight it, we should redirect that money to the children and not to Boka Health. Boka chose to do what happened to his health. It's sad for him, but the Liberian people will not be willing to spend that money. Let Boka take care of his own health. Boka was there for 12 years. When last did he whisper in Ellen's ear that we need to have a retirement plan? We need to have a Medicaid plan, something like a Medicaid plan for us. All right? Thomas, you know nothing about the medical institution. You know nothing about the medical institution, Thomas. You know nothing about the medical institution. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Nothing you know. All right? Nothing you know. The pacemaker, all right? The pacemaker. I don't know where I have that thing here so I can show you. I hope I can find my bag. If it's not in there, maybe it's somewhere here. You know nothing about pacemaker, Thomas. Absolutely nothing. You never even worked in the field before. All right? Nothing about pacemaker. I work in the field. All right? There is something called the envelope. It's not just the actual pacemaker that they put in you anymore. There is something called the envelopes. The envelope is like something that contains that pacemaker after it's implanted in you. It's very expensive to clean up. All right? It's very expensive. You had no clue about that, Thomas. No clue. All right? You had no clue. It's not the meaning of jack or all trade. It's called experience. It is called experience. I told you guys here that the field that I study, it gave me the right to work in different industry. It gave me the right to work in different industry. As an environmental manager, as a health and safety manager, as a sustainability manager, and as a security manager. How you think I got all these experiences that I have today? Because that area is very universal. Even in your own house, Thomas, I can come there and tell you to properly manage the chemical you use in your house. That in the morning when you get it, you open that. It's stored within a product overnight. When you close your house and heat your home up, it releases the VOC in the air. Open your damn window so that you can get some fresh air in it. That's the career that I chose for myself, Thomas. That's the career I chose for myself. So it's not just knowing it or no. It's working in all the industry. Chemical, petroleum. You go in the chemical industry, what they have there? Don't they have environmental managers that work there? Yes. You go in the construction industry. Don't they have environmental managers that work there? Yes. You got no clue about what you're talking about. Absolutely no clue. Absolutely no clue, Thomas. Thomas got absolutely no clue. No clue about what you're talking about. The man said he sat in your room for 7 years and did nothing. 7 years and did nothing. Let Thomas tell what his area of expertise. You see, when you want to support somebody, support the person based on the issue, not based on your feelings. And that's what he's doing here. He's supporting somebody on his feelings. Have you ever gone to the company called Medtronics? Medical device company Medtronics? Yes, I work for Medtronics. Where's my wallet? Let me show you my stuff. So you want to distract me? I love distraction. Because I know how to work with distracted people. All right? I'll show it to you here, Tommy. Don't worry. You're messing with the wrong guy, Tommy. You're messing with the wrong guy. I'm not like your friend in here. I'm not like your friend in here, Tommy. There you go here. Medtronics. Go define the name of the company here. Medtronics. You see here? That's the company I work for here. Medtronics. All right? It's a medical device company. What was my position there at that time? Industrial engineer 2. What do you think we did over there? What do you think we did over there? Are you sitting there in some kind of little kiosk and taking phone call? No. We actually work with the product. There is something called product development phase. When a product is being developed, whether it's the scientist, the chemist, we work with them to determine what are the regulatory requirements. And while working with these people, they give you more ideas about what the product is all about. And through that process, you learn. So don't come here to can't say anything here. You are in no position here, Thomas, to argue here with me. No, you stand no chance. You stand no chance, Thomas. Between you and myself, you stand no chance to understand anything here, Thomas. To be honest with you, you stand no chance. Not even one third of you making the case against me here. To be honest with you, you stand no chance here, Thomas. I will be honest with you. You stand no chance. You stand no chance. 22 years, you stand no chance. 10 years, you stand no chance. So just listen and let's discuss the thing. Pacemaker is very expensive to take care of. Boca is not in a position to do those things. Let's accept it. You stand no chance. Go and define. I just show you the company website here. All right? Medical technology, Medtronics. Anybody who live in Minnesota, tell them to look for Medtronics. All right? Tell them to look for Medtronics. This guy, he wants to serve as a distraction, but he's an embarrassment. Let me tell you now. He is a total embarrassment. Like I said yesterday, his sister worked for Ellen, and they did nothing for that country. He flew from here and went and met with Ellen. They did nothing. Because you know why he's angry? He's angry because we are not giving them the opportunity that they used to get when they were with Ellen. No, we are not giving it to them. So he goes around and wants to distract people to do here and there. But I will deal with him because I know him very well. I know him very well. All right? And like I said, he stands no chance to compare me to anything here. I will be blunt with him. All right? I work in the field. I'm telling you, I didn't tell you that I'm a surgeon. I'm telling you how expensive it is to maintain. Then you want to kind of, that's a thing, that's a thing. When last have you worked in any medical field, Thomas? When last? Do you really have the credentials to work in the area that I work in? You don't have the credential. You know that because you told me that. You don't have the credential. You don't have the credential. So just zip it up. Let me inform the Liberian people. All right? Just zip it up. Let me inform the Liberian people. I'm not going to debate. What am I going to debate with you for? You don't have the credential. What am I going to debate with you for? All right? Why am I going to debate with you for? Why am I going to debate with you for when you don't have the credential? You told me what you do for a living. You sit in your home all day and pick up phone and do medical billing. That's what you do. That's all you do. So what you going to argue here for? You don't have the credentials. So let me progress here, man, folks. Let me progress. Forget about Thomas. So Barker is not in a position to do anything. He's medically ill, and we must inform the Liberian people on that. Yes, we will not allow Barker to be president of that country, to allow the people of Liberia to pay his medical bill. Let Barker stay there. If it comes to Barker and Cummings going against Weah, I would rather take Cummings any day. Because Cummings is physically fit. He's seen in the public every time. He's moving around. He shows us that he got in the midst of the COVID. Cummings is wearing a mask and he's going from place to place. I gave him credit for that. But not Barker. Barker is more of a liability than being anybody else. And we must set the fire right. We should set the record straight. I'm not here to boy and blow. Because you know what? I'm not afraid of none of them. I don't care about what they want to do. But I don't want anybody to become a burden of that country. Yes, I don't want to do that. So the truth must be revealed. Barker is sick. He is sick. He cannot do anything by himself. Not even for 5 hours can Barker work. This man will be more in the hospital than on the job. That's all he will be. More than the hospital than on the job. All right? More than the hospital than on the job. That's what it is. The way the brother said, bro, you are a joke, seeking an audience. No, Tommy. Tommy, you know my qualification. All right? You know my qualification. You know that. You know what I stand for. I'm just here to tell you the truth, Tommy. I'm not here to sugarcoat things with you. Because many of the time you got to come in and lie to the Liberian people. You left that country saying you were 8 years old. You got no feeling for that country. You left that country when you were 8 years old. You got no feeling for that country. You went there because your sister started working for Ellen. What feeling do you have for that country? You know nothing about the country. You just started associating yourself with few Liberians. You don't understand what went on in that country, my brother. You don't understand. You don't understand. And I will tell you the truth here. You don't belong in a society that you don't understand and you don't willing to learn. Only when you feel that you got the advantage, then you want to be part of the society. No, that doesn't work that way, bro. That doesn't work that way. I tell you the truth here. I'm not forcing you to be here, Thomas, and I'm not begging you to be here. But I will stand with the Liberian people. All right? Because your sister went in that place and worked there. She's sitting there in Texas right now, having a very good dinner. But the people that money she took from that country, what did she do? Nothing. And then you want to come here to defend what? What you want to defend? You went there, you couldn't live there. Why you came back? Because you couldn't live there too, right? So you guys in America here, you and myself will battle it all here every day. We will battle it all here every day. All right? We'll battle it every day. We'll battle it out here. All right? We will battle it out here every day. So it's a shame on you. If I have my sister going to Liberia to work for the Liberian people, I will make sure that I tell her the truth. But you thought it was going to last forever. That's why you ran behind Barker, thinking that you're going to go get on that. You and Barker, I think what you need to do now is to start to look for different medical opportunity to try to enroll Barker into your medical billing thing you're doing. Maybe we have Barker. But we will inform the Liberian people that Barker will not be president of that country. I can tell you that one now. It can be anybody else to take on Weah, as long as the person meets certain requirements, but not Barker. Barker will never be president of Liberia. Take it from me today. Barker will never be president of Liberia. You can put Barker in any coat suit, whether it's Tommy Hilfiger coat suit, whether it's Ralph Lauren coat suit, whether you're getting all the oil in the world to rub on your hair and you think that he's going to look good. No. We will let the Liberian people know that Barker is sick inside. He is medically sick And we will not allow Boca to be president of that country. Boca must be fit to be a president from his, I don't care about academic credential, but medically fit, he must be given a clean bill of health. We will not settle for anyone who is not fit to be. You can go on the other side and go fool the people. But I know that Boca is not fit. The fact that the man living with a pacemaker in his heart, he's not ready. He's not ready to get up 3 a.m. in the morning to do anything. The old man sleep during the night time with you and myself. But then during the daytime, he sleep. He sleep. All right? He sleep. During the night time, he sleep. During the daytime, he sleep with us. Yes, he sleep with us. That's why he does. All right? That's why he does. So what kind of man are we talking about here? A very, very, very sick man. We respect him for the service that he has done to the country. It's respected. But we cannot give him this opportunity. 42 years is enough. That's why you see today, they don't have no platform, nothing to discuss today. Absolutely nothing. No policy, no central message, nothing. All you hear is JMB must go. When you ask them, is Boca reliable enough to be president of Liberia? JMB must go. Is Boca able to take on Weah? JMB must go. I don't live in that kind of Liberian community. We must be able to present reason with evidence to support what we believe in. Not just JB must go, Boca must go. Because you know what? Some of these guys live here. They ain't got nothing to do here. They just want to go to Liberia now and go take that opportunity and just abuse our people and come right back here when everything is said and done. That's what they want to do. So we will make sure we stop that bleed. That bleed will be stopped. We will stop that bleed and we'll do everything possible. All right? If we can hold we are feet to the fire on the platform, we will also tell you that Boca is not fit to be president. And for Cummings, he has to wait. Cummings will wait and learn by himself, not other people teaching him what to do in terms of making more mistakes. So you can look at you. If you guys want to defeat George Weah, you need to come up with a better plan. Mr. Weah is looking healthy. Boca is sick. He admitted his situation on 50-50. That he got a pacemaker in him. We don't need no president with pacemaker. No. We need somebody that is fit. When like I saw Boca jogging, during Ellen administration, Ellen used to jog once in a while. Ellen was seen on a treadmill. When last have you seen Boca even taking a walk? Because that's what the people want. They want a sitting duck president who they will use behind closed door. That's exactly what they want to do. So I'm telling you guys now, you can forget about Boca. You can post all the pictures you want on Facebook. You can get him all the Johnson baby oil, whatever oil you're getting to shine your hair. He's not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. A listed pig is nothing but a pig. You can dress Boca all you want. All we will tell the Liberian people, he didn't have no message for you guys in 2017. He wants to be president again. He ain't got no message. Secondly, he's a sick man. He doesn't feel well. We don't want to have a president who will show up one day to work, and then the next 4 days, he be in the hospital. No, we don't want nobody like that. Liberia need a very energetic leader who will move that country forward. We will not stop that message. We're going down to the people on the ground. Yes, we're going to the people on the ground and we use every influence. Just what I'm saying here today, I'm going to say it on the radio back home. Our people must learn beyond the normal limit. That if you want to be a leader of that country, your medical record should be public. You should be fit to do the job and not to be passing around. We will not have people who sit in America here and know nothing about that country want to tell you that this person is this or that person is this. No, I'm sorry, not going to happen. So Joe Boca is a very sick man. He's not going to do anything for our people in that country. We will not, talk about Joe Boca want to be president. we will expose him. Yes, we will expose him. We will expose him. All right? I'm not here to come talk about we are accomplishment. I don't work for we are. I don't work for we are. I'm not here to come talk about we are accomplishment. You need we are accomplishment. Go call the people who work for we are. When I came here to open my show, I didn't say I'm here representing we are. No, the days I used to run the We Are show, that day is over. All those days are gone. I'm here to tell you, like I said from the beginning of the show, Bakari Saleh, former CDC chairman, all right? Former CDC chairman is now working for the We Are administration. And all I ask the We Are people, I ask your administrators to show to the Liberian people how much Bakari Saleh is going to be paid, because he mentioned that. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to say, oh, I'm going to do this for the CDC government. No. Do I know that somebody represents CDC government? No. You go out there. You are Liberian. See, that's why you're not in touch. Thomas, you're not in touch. And let me just take a break here and read you coming here. The young man you're put in power, not going to work. Well, I don't know. You're not going to work? Well, that's something that you need to talk about. But we see the young man in the street doing what he does best. At least we can see him. Boca cannot be seen. Man, are you now supporting We Are? Yes or no? I'm not supporting We Are. I'm just trying to tell you what We Are is doing. Because from day one, I said, if We Are does the right thing, I will come here and support We Are. If We Are does the wrong thing, I will say, yeah. But you don't get it, especially you, Thomas. You don't get it. I'm not here to come open your hair. I'm not a surgeon to open your hair, to put it in there. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I said, fundamentally from day one, if he does the right thing, I will commend. If he does the wrong thing, I will criticize him. And that's what I'm doing here. All right? So I'm not here. Going down the road here, let me see here, is are Liberian better off than they were 4 years ago? Well, I would say Liberians were not even better off 4 years ago. They were worse. And that's why Joe Boga did not get elected. Yes? Liberians were not even better off when Ellen were in the diaspora causing trouble for us. When you were sitting down here and we were in Liberia, that's what you're supposed to ask yourself. Randy, when you were in Liberia and I was in the country enjoying, were you better off? Why you left that country and came over here? Because you knew that country had been fucked up, so your people picked you up and brought you here. So the country been fucked up a long time ago. Years ago, from 1847, that country been fucked up. Every time the elephant and the grass fight, the two elephants fight, the grass suffers, right? But you guys that belong to the elephant group, they will bring you, the elephant will put you on the back. They're fighting. So which group do you belong to? Talking about 4 years ago. I belong to the grass. When the two elephants fight, I belong to the grass. I'm the one who been suffering. From 1847, the two elephants been fighting. But you guys got that easy pathway and left that country. And then you want to come here and want to identify yourself with things that you don't understand. Just remain the elephant who will be the grass. Joe Boga chose to be the elephant, and that's why the grass refused him. And the grass will refuse Joe Boga again. You see, Cummings came to Liberia as an elephant. He never came as a grass. That's why he hanging all with the same elephant of people who destroyed that country. And that's why they will not become president. Even you, Thomas, you bring anybody else, that person can be president. But not those guys over there. Those guys are elephants who want to destroy the grass in the country. They don't give a damn. You see in America here, when the two elephants fighting, the Republican and the Democrat, in the case of the donkey versus the elephant, they fight a very good battle because they know the grass are the citizens of the country. And for any reason, when they start crushing them, they will get rid of them. So they're very careful how they fight here. So the two elephants in my scenario in America, they are very careful where they fight their battle. Where they fight their battle. That's what they do. So in Liberia over there, when you see people jumping out of that place, running away and coming here and you say anything, ask yourself, are you part of the grass community or are you part of the elephant community? Many of the elephants around here, they don't care what happened in the country over there. They don't care. They see Boga as sick man. Oh, put a man there because they're not on that ground where that battle is taking place. They don't live there. But they want the people to go there. They are not elephant. They are not the grass. I'm concerned about the people who are the grass, my brother. All right? So until the grass start to remain fresh and the elephants sit down and have a conversation rather than fighting, rather than sending the people abroad, rather than you guys sitting down here and talking, oh, yeah, Bogago. Like I said yesterday when Trump was president, how many of you guys were wishing that Trump could be removed of power because you knew what Trump was coming with next? Because why? You were concerned because you live in the country here. And you know whatever Trump was going to do, it was going to affect you directly. But you know you got a man for 12 years. He couldn't convince the Liberian people of a single central message and the direction he wants to take the country in. And he got defeated. And after all the years he sat down, you're bringing him back again, giving him Johnson baby oil, putting it on your head. And the very people who are pushing him to the edge, they set it in other countries. So in case something go wrong, they fly right back here. They're doing it for Cummings, they're doing it for Ure, they're doing it for Boca. Because they don't live there. Then you got, are we better than before? Well, worse off. And it destroy some of our future. It was only God that brought some of us here today that we managed to get what we get. And we'll not allow that to happen to our brothers and sisters who are part of the grass. All right? So if you're part of the elephant, we'll tell the Liberian people that you're part of the elephant. And we'll make them to understand that when they're fighting, they got their children on their back. They're not on the ground like you. You got to keep dodging those heavy legs of each elephant. And in the end, they're going to crush the grass, and then they'll go back and want to take charge of that country. You cannot be an advocate and run away. Dr. King was in America here, fighting with the grass as the two elephants were fighting. Gandhi was in India, fighting among the grass to contain the elephant. Nelson Mandela sat down in South Africa, and he was part of the grass, fighting the elephant. But you look at Liberian advocates them. They're all in the diaspora here. When they get ready, they sit down and show you their beautiful home. Oh, y'all go do that. Y'all go do this. What kind of people are we? When you come to the pulpit here, we hair blow dry you. We'll tell you the straight talk. You don't like it at your goddamn business. One, the country is fucked up. Two,
You say that VP is praying when the program is going on. Everybody else is looking up and is paying attention. Eyes open. The VP's eyes are closed. His head, his mouth. And you
to make it right. We were born with. They are not. They are only using politics to amuse your emotions. But what? Disregard your future projection of life. They're not doing that to you guys. And some of you guys so engaged with them, you're lacking them that you're not even thinking. But only when the time comes where you will see the problem face to face, and then when you will start to question yourself, and then when you ask some of them, they will tell you, but I thought you knew that. Oh, same way you know the man knew that. So fellow Liberian brothers and sisters, the good thing about Facebook, it is getting to show every one of us who comes on their platform and say what, because in the very end, or at the very end, there will be one day you will sit there and you will look at all the talk show hosts there. And based on your situation, based on the advice you took, or based on your misfortune, you will say, talking. I overlook my moral judgment. I overlook my moral compass. Because your moral compass is the ability to follow the right thing or the wrong thing. When you see an individual comes on every day and try to talk to you about your life and the decision you make, when you go on platform and you see other people, they either causing mouth or they tell you about politicians doing this and doing that, the question you should be asking yourself, whatever I'm hearing, does that apply to my life? What that message mean for me? And what can I do with that message? Does that message really mean something in regards to any decision I'm planning to make? What does it mean for the future of this country? What does it mean for my fellow Liberians? There are more people who are confusing the Liberian people than people who are providing motivation for Liberians to think. Motivation for Liberians to think. Over the weekend, a group of young Liberians in the Midwest, they just graduated. They just graduated. These kids were born in 2001 and 2000. Can you imagine? These kids were born in 2000 and 2001. Just like how you saw Obama's daughter graduating this week, last week. The very children, just like Obama children, because in this country, things move by generation. All the 2000 and 2001 and 2002 born, this year, graduation, they are the one that tapping that graduation. Let me say this again. All the children that were born in 2000 to 2002, this year graduation, that is the generation graduation. And I am a living witness, and I'm sure some of you guys are, but the statistical part of it, you don't look at it. Children that were born in 2000, 2001, and 2002, they are the ones graduating this year. They are majority. One of the kids, I saw them going to elementary school. I often used to take them. This year, that kid graduated now. And I'm still here. And you're still there. But these are kids I used to get up in the morning. Oftentimes they would call you uncle. You will prepare breakfast for them. You will say, go here, go there. They graduated. The kids called me. I was next to a place in America called Five Guys. I pick up the phone. And the kid said, how you doing, Uncle Randy? I said, I'm fine. And the kid said, I'm done with my first degree. But I would like to thank you for everything you did. And I said, thank God. And I said to the kid, I said, you see, you were little. We took you along with our kids to elementary school, junior high, and high school. Now you are going into the real world now. Every generation got to do their part. We came here and we started working. Some of us earned some little education. But then when we started having children, we make sure that we prepare the children in a very decent way that when they grow up, they will become mature to understand real life. But at that time, when you guys start graduating now, then it means that for us, we have reached our peak. Then we are about to drop now. Because you guys are gradually coming to take our place. She listened to me on the phone and started crying. She started crying. And then my wife asked her, why are you crying? She said, because what Uncle Randall just told me. And then my wife picked up the phone, took the phone from her and came. What did you tell her? I said, well, we are gradually getting to the end of our journey. It may not be now, but that time is coming. These little children we saw, they were born right in our hand, in the community. They are now spent years in school. They are about to graduate now. That is the preparation of generational change that is taking place now. You see, my fellow Liberians, you don't understand some of these things, and nobody will be telling you about the left-hand things. You think you're going to remain young forever? The reason you find your brothers and sisters in the country here rushing and going to Liberia to go get government job because they never prepared their future properly in this country. The reason you will see guy like Mo Ali in our country who worked for Edim administration, a young guy who went to England to earn his education. The reason you see guy like Mo Ali still running behind government job because they were never prepared. They never had a roadmap. And there are many Liberians that never prepared their roadmap. And that's why they are cross-functioning, or they are crossing boundaries of generation. You know, crossing boundaries of generation means you were born in the 60s. What did you do with your whole life in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, that in the 21st century or 2023, you in our age want to interfere with other generations? Why would you want to do that? You had your time, you graduated, right? You had your time, you had your first girlfriend. You married that time. But the children you saw growing up, because their time had reached and you want to go into their future path and start to engage them, it is called poor planning. Poor planning prevents perfect performance. Liberia today, many of our brothers and sisters are focused on politics because their upbringing, they never had any mentor. They never had any guiding counselor. They never had any reason to say, you know what, life is too short. I must set goals for myself. I must look at objective or things and work towards those things. We are never prepared. And because we are never prepared, those things that we tend to do wrongly is based on poor decision. And poor decision often come about when we do not plan, when we do not ask ourselves, where do I see myself in the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? If you establish those questions in your life, then you will begin to design the pathway to get things done. You see the guy in the interior that got the collars, all right, the other people will call it the machete. When he is trying to get somewhere, what does he do? He take the collar and start to chop in front of him, making a little pathway to go. That is his goal. His goal is to see where his eyes are looking. He sees something there because the road is black. There's no way. He is going to create an objective. And that objective is to narrow down his goal in order for him to get to where he wants to go. And then therefore, he will take that machete and start to brush his way out and get to where he wants to get. When he get it, he can't run back. That is how life is. We were born as a child, a baby. But we must set our objective and work towards it. Because from where we started, when we come to the end of our life, of our useful life, we will die. But what did we do for ourselves? We are lacking so many things in our country because we don't have good mentorship of individuals. Everybody is telling somebody that politics is the only way forward. That politics is the only way forward. Every talk show you listen to, almost all of them, you will walk away from there with political information and not any information for your personal lives. And that is why today, when you test the society of people in Liberia, and you walk past years, he or she cannot tell you. And when you have a young guy or a young girl or a young guy between 18 to 37 years old, and you asking them, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Tell you. Then the future of that country is very, very unsettled. It is very, very unsettled. And you see nothing most of the time. That's why it is. Every young guy that you see going to Liberia today, they are not going there to create a mentorship program. 98% of the young people leaving America, you are going to Liberia in this year. They are going for political benefit. Because some of them have given up on life in this country. And they believe that because it is election season, it is time to go and hunt for political job. They're not going to help to change anything. How can you travel to a developed country at the time for election you run it back home to go and compete for job? You should be praying and helping the Liberian people to make a sound decision so that whatever you learn here, whether it is the business you're doing, whether it's your professional career, you should be able to help Liberians make a very good decision and say, when we come, based on a decision that will create the perfect atmosphere, we are coming to create job. We are coming to serve as mentor for most of you guys. But they are going to Liberia to take job from the younger generation that never had the opportunity to travel abroad. That's what they're doing in our country. That's what they're doing. That is what they're doing in our country. That's what they're doing in our country. When you look at a guy like Tewo Gonglo, what did he do with his whole life? What did he do with his whole life? You see, when Tewo Gonglo was young, they were running behind Emma Sawyer there, causing the major decision making by Emma Sawyer there. They were promoting those things and never set up for their own future. Today, if Tewo Gonglo had followed a rightful path, he would have been a consultant in our country, having series of law firms across the country and educating people. Because Tewo Gonglo is not in the age of most of the young people that are behind him. Tewo Gonglo is old enough. He come from a generation that came and said they were progressive. They wanted to make a change. But what record is Tewo Gonglo running on today when he called himself a guy who was with Amos Sawyer, and Amos Sawyer then said the king with movement of justice in Africa? What did he do? He went to college, right? He got a college degree, right? He's a lawyer. He lived in the country. But what has he done? What has he done? You see, Tewo Gonglo there are people there who said to themselves, I will get something from Liberia. Instead of saying, what can I do for Liberia? So that the future generation will be happy that someone else did something. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. And then in the end, the same government they were against, that the same government job they won. They are fucked up. Fucked up. But those of you guys who saw Tewo Gonglo like myself and decided to focus on your future, and today you find yourself in a different environment and still see Tewo Gonglo fighting against government. But this is a man who started way back, Johnny Emerson, fighting government upon government. For what reason? What was the goal? What was the objective of fighting all the different governments now? The leaders then they were fighting, the leaders then are dead and gone. Their children then have gone to other countries. They are doing so well. And Tewo Gonglo then stay in our country, passing around. Amos Sawyer King and did nothing for the country. He dead and gone. And as I learned, he burning in hell and let he keep burning in hell. What is the residue that Amos Sawyer left behind in person like Tewo Gonglo, in person like Kofi Woods? What are they doing today? They are left over. They are left over. Because the people they follow, they not give them any pathway and they only use them. They only use them. They only use them. Tewo Gonglo is a left over. When you go, he is a leftover. He doesn't fit in our community. He wasted his time on nothing. He wasted his time on nothing. The poor man loyalty he doing, he had pictured that in his mind when he was behind Sawyer and said, I want to become a poor man lawyer. He would have told Sawyer, these people here, they got nothing. We have to fight to educate these people. Let's educate the community of people first. But that was not the intention of Sawyer. Because Sawyer, they were already old. They were getting beyond their prime of their life. So they decided to focus on things that wouldn't benefit them. And that was in the end, every radical guy who came, whether it is Abraham Formula, whether it was Barker Matthew, whether it was Tuan Ware, whether it was Toba Natibota, they all benefited personally because they all served in government. And no God that was behind the Tewo Gonglo there, they did nothing for them. And today, Tewo Gonglo now in the 21st century, after joining the people there in the 80s, nothing he got for himself. Then he passing around here with a broom. Broom for what? Broom for what? That broom said don't even want to get in his hand because they were stepping on the broom there during the early 80s or something kind of do, and they didn't care to clean their own backyard. Tewo Gonglo is nothing but a certified loser. He's nothing but a certified loser. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but he's nothing but a certified loser. You are looking at a billboard loser. Tewo Gonglo is nothing but a billboard loser. Those of you guys that live in developed country, there is something they call billboard loser. All right? Billboard loser. Somebody say, Randy, who told you he burning in hell? Every one of them that misled our generation, they are burning in hell. And let me just add more information there. I'm hearing that Satan is running out of wood because they've gotten tied up and they got the wood on in there. If Satan can come down on everywhere, I will join a movement to collect all the wood in the world here and get Satan to carry out there. Ellen Johnson said he owned the people, they stacking her own there too. The day Ellen died, when you touch your skin, it will be hot because you already be. Those people that mess our future up in our country, they are going, Ellen knows she's going to hell already. Ellen already know. Ellen already know. And I have said it time immemorial that Ellen Johnson said he is going to hell. There is nothing that will stop Ellen Johnson said he from going to hell. And that's why you see Ellen is living long on earth. Because Ellen heaven is right here on earth. But the day Ellen died, she is going to hell. These people that ruin our future in our country and allow their children to enjoy, they are going to hell. And that is something I already told God. If I ever die and see those people somewhere near heaven, God and myself will get into quickly. I will tell you to put him up. Put him up. Put him up. Because if you knew that the people were going to fuck that country up and you send me to that country and the people tried to fuck my future up, they did not survive. And I managed to leave from them. And you want the people to be here with me? I think God, you are not the other God. You and I will have the critique. Have anybody ever told you that somebody praying to fight God? I will be the first person that will fight God. Because I will not sit down if I die and see Ellen Johnson said he's sitting down in heaven over there. No. God and myself will get into critique. We will get into critique. That is my own personal goal after life. Everybody must have their goal in life and after life. My personal goal after life. If I see Ellen Johnson said he closer to any heaven, and all the people that they bow to us in our country, if I see them closer to the door of heaven, even they say they're waiting to the gate, I will just tell God, I'm waiting for you out here. You must say coming. We got no razzling ring here. Just come and put your hammer. Put them up. Put them up. Put them up. Put them up. You will hear it. But those people are going to hell. They don't deserve to be in heaven. Because the thing they did on the earth, the damage they did to our people on the earth, they do not deserve to see anything that's closer to heaven. So they will burn in hell. They will burn in hell. Ellen Johnson said he know that she's not going to heaven. Let me tell you guys, that old man knows she ain't going to heaven. She know she's not going to heaven. There's one thing she need to do, but she will never do it. and that is to admit her wrong. If Eddie want to go to heaven, she must admit her wrong. But she declined that one time. Remember the journalist that asked Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in South Africa, do you regret supporting Charles Taylor? And she said the interview is over because she's possessed by the devil. Ellen is being controlled by the devil. She's being controlled by the devil. So there's no way that Ellen going to heaven because Ellen has sold her soul to the devil already. That's why it is. So Amos Sawyer is already in hell. He burning over there. Sometimes you need to go to a grave and go put water there. But he burning in hell. Every one of them will burn in hell. Everyone, Prince Johnson, I mean, I don't know if you can be proud of Prince Johnson. All right? I will tell you about Prince Johnson what he did. I don't know if you can be proud of Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson, when he stay around here, a part of case is different. Prince Johnson part of case is different. And you know, Prince Johnson part of case is different. But let's come back to the real thing here. All right? Let's come back to the real. You know, I make you laugh here, so I got my cash out over there. You need to send me some later because I'm trying to find another radio station. So the cash out over there. You come here, you enjoy me giving you good advice, sharing from you. You don't want to pay nothing. But right now, when somebody tell you, say, oh, my car ain't get wheel, then you don't get up any money. They don't even ask them why they get car. But when they tell you, say, oh, the car ain't get wheel, they don't get any money. That's why Joseph Boca look at the other man and say, oh, and you say the way my man work. I'm making 5,000 and then you get involved with me. You say you know how my man work. Then you say, then you get involved with me. I mean, what until it says? Costa say he know how Joseph Boca man works. You see how the man works? Then the man that may evaporate, then you get involved with the man. What kind of nonsense is this? You develop the man already, the man, I think the way you develop the man, you get involved with the man. Costa is suffering from political depression. I see my sister how I laugh here today. Costa is suffering from political depression. Every one of you guys that in the country that know anything about medical something, you need to go, you need to start calling Costa. Costa is like Eugene Fagon. They are suffering from what? Political depression. You know, there's so many depression. And there's so many depression. And you might not allow him to take any FDA prescription drugs. Because in the end, you know how the FDA can behave in America here. They will come with a new medication. Oh, the medication did. And in the end, they say, have you ever heard any of your family member who are taking any medication for depression? Oh, well, there is a big lawsuit coming up. So you will not get Costa any medication because there is a side effect to that. But Brother Costa is suffering from medical depression. And he needs help. You can find the man around a few days. You can find the man around a few days. Because Joseph Boca has done something to him. You see, Joseph Boca is from a generation that got no future for Liberia. He is an obsolete politician that does not fit or who doesn't fit into the contemporary politics of modern Liberia. That is the man. So every one of these guys got no good intention for the country. You see, one of the reasons why Liberia is still in a very high numbers of uneducated people, one of the reasons why we have illiteracy in the country is because the people who came before George Weah never did good in our country. You see, they made all the 14 counties to be very unattractive. They make them to be less attractive. Have you ever wondered why we don't have educated people across the different counties? Because the leader in the past only made Monrovia attractive. You got a little guy who will grow up in the interior. By the time he finish high school, he go to Monrovia. You got a little guy who will be in River G by the time he finish high school in Monrovia. Maryland in Monrovia. Everybody in Monrovia. If you have bulk of the people who graduated from high school coming to Monrovia and living in their counties, how do you expect the counties to grow? That is one of the bleed. We call that stop the illiteracy bleed. And that's what George Weah is doing. You know, when you cut yourself, you stop. If you bleed out, you die. The illiteracy rate is increasing across the 14 counties because it is a bleed that people just living in different counties and coming to Monrovia. And because of that, it creates a high volume of electricity across the 14 counties. And where there is electricity, there is underdevelopment. And there is poor performance in every sector. Until we stop that. Imagine, those of you that live in America here, if everybody going to Washington, D.C., what happened to New Jersey? What happened to California? What happened to Maine? What happened to Wyoming? What happened to Minnesota? If everybody come to Washington, D.C. But no. People say, everybody remain to their area. Let's improve our area. That is something we are yet to do in Liberia. And who is doing that? It's nobody else but George Weah. How is he doing that? He is building institution. You got hospital, you got road, you got every other things that were never there. Maryland, where Joseph Kadaku coming from. Joseph Kadaku, the Coca-Cola man, don't even have one Coca-Cola factory in Maryland County. Then he say he work for Coca-Cola. That member Joe we have feeling with that man, so I ain't get time for you now. Joe we have feeling with that man there, he won't have feeling now. But when you look at Maryland today, they got petroleum storage tank. That means the people that live in Maryland do not have to come to Monrovia. And you used to see people come to Monrovia, they get big tanker, they put it there, oh, going to Maryland. But the president is doing those things. And that's what we call stopping the bleed of electricity. Because when people start to see petroleum tanks in their county, they will say, but then we can open up a company here because we can get gas. We can do this, we can do that. It was never done. Most of the things that George Weah is doing, it was never done. And I challenge anybody to tell me, not only to tell me, but show me where it was before. The Emory Hospital that is in Bapolu County, it was never there. It is now giving young people and the older growing population in our county that they can get hospital. Anyone can go and invest into that region and say, we got a hospital there. We got a facility there. All we need is just a human element. And they can open a company and they start serving that hospital. It happens when Todman were in there. Lamco, where I was born, they had hospital. They had schools. When the white people were over there, they did well. Those of you that were born in Bon Mines, Firestone, Lamco, you saw what the people did over there because it was the white man. I always tell the white man, the black man, you can get with me here. I always tell you, most of the time, even though the white man can do some nasty thing, let's agree that their behavior. But when they get somewhere, they can make you to make sure that you understand their mindset. When you white people ran no places there, Lamco had a school system. Lamco had everything. All right? Somebody say, what the cash out for? The cash out is for the information I'm giving you here. You take information free here, my friend? Somebody say, what the cash out for here? The knowledge I'm giving you here. The person that said that and cost your man all day, and you can be there giving them money. But that costing that you can't go stay in the web man, your boss man, and go cost your man. Because they will fire you. The knowledge that I'm disseminating here, you see, Liberian people, that one of our problems again. We don't believe that we should support something. We don't believe that we should support something. That we the Liberian people, we don't believe that we should support something. Why am I getting the money ever? Where in the world where you go say there's no some person that, oh, why am I getting the cash ever? Because you see, they are not used to these things. All right? They are not used to these things. They don't understand that when people are broadcasting, they don't say, oh, they may spend the internet time. Oh. Yes. The guy here, he gave me a good knowledge. So yeah, let me pay for it. You see, my friend, in America, the only thing that is free is elevator. Only elevator is free in America. Every other thing should be paid for. And that is why their platform will teach you guys. All right? Their platform. Look at my man, Kai Jabo say, no medication at the hospital. Kai Jabo, let me ask you the question here. You are a football player, right? All right. When you were playing football back in the days, was there any carpet on the field? When you used to play on Tomahawk field, when you used to play on the ATS, the way you saw DJ Joe Biden can just slide on the grass, did you ever do that? And was that a reason why you did not play football because you never had those things? It is called continual improvement. A one leader. You see, you guys are the one that can make leader then to stay in power for 27 years.
Because when you tell the man no carpet, the man, my man, to get carpet here, it will cost this, it will cost that, and I got more responsibility. So let me prioritize things. Let's do the 1 year, then in the next time we'll do it. No. That man said, but I'll be here for 27 years. I will be here for 27 years because it will take years for me to get the thing done. It is called continual improvement, Mr. Kajabo. The very house you live in, there are some things that are not complete in your house. The house you live in, Kajabo, there are some things that are not completed. Does that mean that your wife must leave you? No. There are times that you take time to build on things, Kajabo. There are times you take to build on things. It does not just come that, it doesn't come that way. It's called incremental development. Incremental development. All right? Incremental development. Incremental improvement, Brother Kajabo. You see, when you listen to somebody, brother, then you believe in, according to say, educated people, they are misleading you guys. Back in the days, when they used to have the FA Cup, there was no Premier League. We used to have that TV where you could be one in there, they clack, 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 clack. You see, got the Joe Best them playing. After the Premier League, got to be dirty ahead, dirty. But the English people did not give up. To say, but how can the figure dirty? The men can't clean the goal dirty. But they found a way to improve on it because people were paying into the system. I just told you that one of the reasons why the 14 counties are underdeveloped is because when somebody graduates from high school, they come to Monrovia. You, Kajabo, I believe you came from another county and came to Monrovia to seek opportunity. But the place you live today, and in Ghana and other places in Nigeria, people can remain in Ogun State. They can remain everywhere in most of the places in Nigeria and get the same humanity they got there. It's called improvement. It is called improvement. Joe Weir today is telling us that when you go to Europe, you see the boardwalk on the beach. When you go to America, you see playground. Let's try to bring playground here. Oh, the men drink that one yet. But then the day that man leave offer when your child, by the time you get your child to Liberia, when that child get from your car, oh, daddy, look at the playground. I'm running there. You will not say, oh, don't go there. Oh, that Joe Weir better there. Because the children see that very thing that they see in Europe. They will not ask you. The moment they see it, they're running there. That's why you don't understand about Joe Weir. Because some of you guys are so fucked up. You're fucked up. You guys are fucked up. You guys are fucked up. Your own children will teach you the sense. Bring any child from America, from Europe, and carry them to PHP. Carry them to the playground on the FE there. They will jump out, they will steal that thing and start running there. Because that's what they see in the web and they see it here. Daddy, can we go for vacation in Liberia? I love the beach. But you don't want to say it. Because it is not you that are doing it. So it's not good. You know your own way. You have to do that like good people. Y'all go bring Cummings grandchildren. Cummings must bring his children to Liberia. Because his Coca-Cola resume will not get him anywhere. You cannot come from doing Coca-Cola job and then you say you're coming to Liberia, you want to be president. What kind of man is that? You sell Coca-Cola through all your life. And that the Coca-Cola resume you want to bring to for somebody to make you president? Kajabo, that the man you support? The man finished selling Coca-Cola. The one that Joe Weir said we can make Coca-Cola right now. Alright? The one that Joe Weir said we can make Coca-Cola right now. Everybody here can make Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola to pay nothing. Unless you pay something for your child before. So Kajabo, everything that starts, it starts with a process. There is no hospital in Europe that is built and the medicine is built with it, Kajabo. The question you should be asking or you should be saying, children, the hospital has been built. What can we do to start to donate medical supply to the hospital? If you start asking that question, Mr. Kajabo, then you are a very professional person. The very Europe you live in, do you think all the hospitals that are there, they don't make medicine in the hospital? People who went to school, they open their companies and they are regulated. The FDA in America that control the Food and Drug Administration, they are not the one that's supplying the medication. These are big pharma companies that are probably owned. It's the same thing in Liberia. If Medicine Sans Frontier don't get our medicine, where are we going to get medicine from? Can't you tell me who you know that will get free medicine to Liberia? Who Alexander Cummings is bringing to get free medicine? The president has built what we call the infrastructure, such as the hospital, but it is upon us as citizens to help our fellow Liberians. So you may have been a good player, but I'm a very good analyst. I'm a part of area here. So the other one here now you fail. You can't make it here. You shall not pass for a catchable. All right? No government will provide medication. The greater United States of America, all the government hospital, private hospital, they go out there and buy medication. Same way you ever saw doctor giving you medication. Only during emergency. But when you visit your primary, they will give you that little receipt. You go to the drugstore and they'll give it to you. Medicine are not made in the hospital. They are kept there for a reason. So don't expect medicine to be over there. JFK is a government hospital. The country since 1847 don't even have one manufacturing place to make medication. All right? ANC will win election. And if come and win election, then you will be the president. Let us know that you can be coming here. I'm trying to address what you just said, Mr. Kajabo, and I hope you're learning something here. All right? I hope you're learning something here. Because you see, when we live in Europe, we live in America, if we don't understand how these different sectors function, then that means we'll be misleading the people. Medication are never meant to be made in a hospital. They are supplied to the hospital. So if Mr. Weah built a hospital, it's like what you just saying, oh, they built a stadium, but not for there. Can't Jabo say, John Weah built a stadium, but not for there. Go and buy the damn football, Can't Jabo. All right? Go and buy the goddamn football. Because John Weah built a stadium, not for there. Is that what you're going to be telling people? John Weah built a stadium, but not football there. Whoever told you the stadium can produce football? Hospitals are built. Hospitals are built, but they must be supplied with material. When that question you just posted, Kajabo, something wrong with you. If I try to deep into that question, for example, you're going to say, oh, they built a hospital, but no title. They built a hospital, but no hospital bill. These things come in. But you see, the ANC people, you guys are good for nothing people because you're dealing with a guy who said Coco throughout his life. You see, coming only survive in America because America is a structured system. You see, right now, I was parked right and I was talking. But what happened next that I'm getting ready to go to work now because the structure of my time is coming closer. Cummings only survive in America, all right, because Cummings is nothing but a douchebag. That's who he is, all right? That's who he is. Well, somebody say, Mr. Randy, Kajabo was one of the distraction. No, Kajabo was a good player on Lone Star. Yeah, he was. I'll give it to him. He was a good player. I respect him for that. But I think his comprehension, the white man say his comprehension, yes. The white man say his comprehension, yes. His comprehension, you know, the people that speak all the baby boy because for some of we engineer we can speak both too much. But let me just play some pretend here. The white man say his comprehension of understanding the content of where I'm speaking from is limited. So we have to help the brother in that department. He doesn't understand how infrastructure works. He may compare himself with John Weah on the line of football, but Mr. Weah now has transcended into, or let's say he has diversified from being a football player to now being a government or a public servant. And what he's doing now, Kajabo has not reached that level yet. So in essence, Kajabo is limited when it comes to government function. So he doesn't know that hospitals are never meant to have drugs in it when it is built. Drugs will be supplied. Even the JFK that have been over there for years, they were supplied with drugs. They were supplied with drugs. Blood banks where people go and donate blood, hospitals were not made to produce blood. People got to support those things. So, Brother Kajabo, I understand. You got a party to support, but you got to go through the party orientation. You got to be oriented, Brother Kajabo. This is a different territory that you don't understand. Yes. If it comes to football, we will talk about football. But when it comes to how to conduct an effective administration with sector performance, you and Mr. Cummings, I mean, when it comes to Coco, that one, I think, like Joe, we said we can make Coco, I was saying we can make our Coco too. And you know, so that one. But when it comes to how things function, Brother Kajabo, with all due respect, that is a very uncharted territory for you. That's not your area. All right? So just because a building is built doesn't mean that no, and like the bridge I'm driving on here. When they say what engine, they build the bridge, and the car will say, but no car on the bridge, yo. No car on the bridge. No car will take your freaking car that J Randy and drive it over the freaking bridge. Drive the car over the bridge. You build hospital, you have to supply the hospital with medication. All right? Because the medication come from pharmaceutical industry that are privately owned. You see what people should be doing, Kajabo? You should be saying, you know what, Randy? We are going to bring medical supply company in the country that will supply the hospital at your. You know, some of you guys are fucked up. And bro, Kajabo, with all due respect, you fucked up right now. You fucked up. You see, you put me up to this. And when you put me up to this, as I try to categorize you, delineate you, then I have to start using some of my jargon. And one of the jargon is you fucked up right now. You are fucked up right now. Yes, you fucked up. And when something is fucked up, there's nothing you can do about it because it's already fucked up. So you fucked up right now. With all due respect. You know, I still respecting you. And so you can't just get up. You see, when you guys want to campaign, that's why I say, when you put me to test, I can release some of my knowledge. You see, one of the things that Mr. Cummings could be doing is to say, look guys, the hospital is there. Right? Yes. Okay. The president built the hospital. But guess what? If you elect me, I will bring a medical supply that will supply the hospital with medication. If Mr. Weah cannot do it, I will do it for you guys. But you see, some of you guys are so politically connected that you don't expand your knowledge to understand your things. They America here. Kajabo, they play live in Europe. You think the building that were there when Joe Biden were playing football, the road that were there, you think that the same road stay there? No. People have improved. They are carrying on something they call gentrification. Gentrification is the process of breaking down old buildings and turning it into new ones. What you have Prince Johnson say, oh, the people who got burned in Nukuta and Joe Weah be black. Joe Weah was doing what they call gentrification. Gentrification is changing the physical look of something from bad to good. Everything you see improving in society, Kajabo, it is called continual improvement. Continual improvement. Coca-Cola, they get something they call corporate social responsibility. Coca-Cola. All right, guys. So I was just buffering a few minutes ago. I'm heading to work now, so I'm passing through my different area there. Coca-Cola that coming work for, there is something they call corporate social responsibility. No, Kajabo not going no TV room. You will stay here. Kajabo will not go in TV room. Speak here, that one you and myself will disagree and tell me those. You know, our platform here, we believe in democracy. If Speak here feel that Kajabo should go in the TV room, I am saying no. So let him take me to the court so that we can decide that, but I can't put Kajabo in the TV room. Kajabo must stay here and learn. He might be brother, but he got to stay here and learn. He will learn. He will put himself in the TV room, but I'm not going to put in the TV room. All right? So you see, Kajabo, Coca-Cola, at certain time of their life, they provided corporate social responsibility. There are hospitals and other community hospitals where they went and gave drugs. The hospital that Joe Weah built, our partner in progress, Yeah, a few things they can do. They can ask Liberians who want to become specialized in the medical field and provide them with the education and send them back. There are other partners that can say, okay, we'll supply you guys with some medical needs, such as prescription drug and other stuff like that. That's how government work, Kajabo. The government cannot do everything. The United States we live in here, they're not giving everything to us. Some of it come through private donation. That's what they do here. The road that the government, the road are driving on, you got to pay toll on certain road. And I show you're doing it in Europe there too. But those tolls are owned by private company to keep it running. So I hope you learn something today. You see, the common people, they just lying to you over there. All right? Common call himself co-worker administrator, but he's not even designing ways for you guys who are always on different platforms to help you guys really present your knowledge. Because what you should have said, yes, say, look, J. Rennick, I know what you see about Joe. We are building hospital is trying to, reverse the migration of Liberians from the different counties into Mosurado County. I agree with you on that. But however, how can we fix that problem? And if Mr. Weah cannot blow out what he's going to do, then this is where Cummings will be able to come in. But yeah, no medication, no medication. That is so poor of representing Cummings around here. And you don't bring it to J. Rennick here. Because remember, Kajabu, I met Mr. Cummings. I sat down with Mr. Cummings. Let Master work and say, I evaluated that guy. And he worked for them. He worked for them. He fucked up. He fucked up. He need more help than you, Kajabo, need help. Cummings need more help. Kajabo, I'm sure if you are in Cummings position, you will be saying more positive things than Cummings himself. Cummings is only living on Coca-Cola resume. He got nothing. Nothing. Kajabo, you have said if you say you want to be in an ANC party as a contender, I will support you. I will support you because I believe that you will be very diverse. You are better than Cummings. So don't let Cummings be pushing you around, Kajabo. You are better. You did a lot of engagement with people during your youth day and your adult day. You are better than Cummings. Cummings is nothing. I'm telling you, Kajabo, he's nothing. I interacted with that man. Whoever tell you that they're proud of Cummings? What has Cummings done in our country to give young people a reason to believe in themselves? This is a man who doing all the worst things that nobody had ever imagined he had done. Rebel than I told you myself in our country. He bringing them in a government. All right? He going around trying to pop out other people, then bad talking people, bad starving people, doing everything. He had done it all. Cummings is fucked up. That got my sister that tell you from my mother. Cummings is fucked up. The only gift I can give Cummings right now is to buy him a t-shirt from some of the Waterside Market and the guy in the place they call trade store and just print on it. Cummings is fucked up. That's the only thing I can do for him. Alright? Why am I leave the man alone? Why am I leave the man for the making on my show? You want to tell me say but medicine Bennett? The man misleading the people, Derek Kaye. The man misleading the people. You see that too much of can't get and go short it. That one mess I brought all of that. Can't get and go short it. Alright? They want to challenge Joe Weah, but they don't know that Joe Weah got some elite people that are on Facebook. And one of the elite guys who is fighting for Joe Weah, but as an independent elite guy, because if Joe Weah fucked up, I will tell you he fucked up. But when Joe Weah is in the right position, I will defend him at any cost. And that's why make the opposition people afraid. Because they know I don't just back Joe Weah because Joe Weah himself know right now that guy they call J. Rennick when I screw up, he will come after me. And that's what we call protected speech, protected expression. But Cummings, one pastor just said, oh, Cummings kid me to pray for you. Cummings say you going to sue the man. Cummings say you going to sue the man. Cummings say you going to sue the man. Why you say Kajabo she on you? You haven't got any topic? No. You have become the topic now. Because first I was thinking about mentorship. And I was talking about it also. But because I saw your post as a deficiency, Then I had to priority. Remember why I said priority can change? Yes. So I came today to provide mentorship to young people. But when I saw the comment you made, I was like, oh, this guy got a problem. And the people I was speaking to, I have mentioned this thing before. It's just that I want to do a go over again. But when I saw you making those kind of comments that they build a hospital with no medication, I said, no, this is a problem. This is a problem. We have to bring the guy up to speed because he had deficiency. So in that position, I use what they call priority, because priority can change. So I'm prioritizing you now. You should be happy that I call your name here because you are getting good lesson here today. You will never walk to anyone and say, oh, the baby no medicine there. The first thing you will say, you know, when hospitals are built, and you know there are people that's supposed to supply the hospital. The government can negotiate with pharmaceutical company to bring medication. And you know, you'll be able to tell your wife, your girlfriend, your friends, and everybody, and you know, and say, yes, I got a good lesson from J-Rennie today. When hospitals are built, they will not come with medicine. And if the government cannot provide the medicine, the government has to reach out to other donation partners to help us. That is why I'm prioritizing you. Because, Kajabo, you have some deficiency, and I must address that deficiency. Because it will be injustice on my part if you don't get that lecture today, which I believe you already did. You see, when you're in the classroom, you got to bring people up to speed who are struggling. And you know, because in the class there, you cannot compete. Because what your men already know, you know it. And I don't want my class to go out there to go compete. Because right now you go on with those spoon and show and other show there, when you talk about no medicine in the hospital, people say, no. You shouldn't say that. When institutions are built, the government is not in the business of producing medication. That will create something we call biasness. We must have pharmaceutical industry that will supply medication to that institution. The government is building infrastructure, but the human aspect and the supply chain of that hospital ability to survive should come from another branch of our society and our partners. So it's not just the president. All right? Then the man said, tell me, they got smart. They got smart. They say, yeah, my man, smart. But now know if you take the idea from J-Rennie because they don't give me no credit yet. All right? So that's why I'm prioritizing you. It's not that I missed the topic, but I saw you as a deficiency. You know, there are times, you know, when you're a leader, they ask you, do you train people every day? You say no. Training is needed as required. Now, most of the guys that come and show you regularly, they got that knowledge. But when I saw you as a guy who is knowledge deficient, and then I said, well, Mr. Kajabo is knowledge deficient, so I had to prioritize him. I had to bring you up to speed. And that's what we do as leaders. We must look for the weakest link and be able to make them the strongest link. And you know, so go back to ANC people and tell them today that Randy lectured me today. And I appreciate his lecture. And you are welcome here to come here. You know, you are welcome. You are welcome to come. And you know, you can even be that Nicodemo in the net. You can call me. We can talk. I will not let nobody know you. But the next time I will come and say something when you go and tell comment, because coming and steeple out there too much. But when you come here, I will lecture you. And you know, I will lecture you because that's what I do for living, my brother. That's what I do for living. All right? Let's listen to our men small because I'm already to work now. Let's listen to our men small here. Let's listen to our men small.
He's looking up and is paying attention. Eyes open. The VP's eyes are closed. His head, his mouth. Are you saying the VP is praying throughout that period? I said the VP sleeps. Is the VP is lying? The VP sleeps. And of course, some of you say, oh, that's been offensive. When the VP lies, the VP lies.
All kinds of
And he's lying. He is sleeping. When you see his head bowed, who believes that? Who believes that every time the VP is at a program, been offensive? When
They will contact you about that paper where he's
he's lying. He is sleeping. When you see his head bowed, who believes that? Who believes that every time the VP is at a program, been offensive? When the VP lies, the VP lies.
Look.
He's lying. He is sleeping. When you see his head bowed, who believes that? Who believes that every time the VP is at a program, he's praying all through, from start to finish, he's praying.
Look.
That's absolute. Nobody said the vice president sleeps.
That brother is just going for
That's
true.
not what anybody said. We've seen
Look, Liberia is an interesting country. Liberia is a very interesting country. If you are frustrated or you need any bad example, you just gotta look for the country called Liberia. You got a vice president who there he sleep all the time. Somebody supporting and tell you say the man sleeping. Other people that support the same man say the man cannot sleep, the man praying. Then you get somebody who say, oh, they post here about Coca-Cola, working for Coca-Cola, and anybody can fake Coca-Cola. These guys in the opposition, every one of them are fucked up. Look, y'all believe in George Weah because what he's doing, he's reversing every wrong thing that was done in our country. And I believe the next 6 years for George Weah is going to make that country and other parts very valuable to every citizen from each county. And that's the reason why I'm supporting George Weah's agenda, because I believe that his agenda is changing things. Don't forget about what I told you guys. If your child is taken to Monrovia and see that playground, they will not wait for you. In fact, they will tell you that I need to go in there. If a guy is taken to Emory Hospital and see a hospital, he will be attracted to say, I want to do business in that place because there is an opportunity for me to do business. That's why it is. So until guys, I see you guys. Today, we managed to help Kajabo understand something very significant. That you may see an infrastructure, but they are interdependent. What Kajabo doesn't understand, hospitals are built, but they must be supplied with other things. And the supply chain can come from anyone. And that's why you are a patriotic Liberian. Didier Drogba built hospital. He's not the one that provided the medicine. When Mutombo built a hospital, he's not the one that provided the medicine. After the hospital was built, partner of Didier Drogba and other nation contributed medication to that hospital. And Kajabo, if you don't know that, then you might want to call Didier Drogba to help you understand, or call Mutombo to help you understand these things. It's called your participation. Until then, guys, I see you guys, man. I gotta go. All right, bye bye, guys.